So I didn't really get what I wanted, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, but yeah, whatever. Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my Death Battle prediction videos. And next time on Death Battle, for the Season 8 Anniversary Season Finale, we've got Saitama from One Punch Man versus Popeye the Sailor Man. So, yeah, this is not what I was expecting. I don't know how many people were expecting this. And this is not going to be like a super structured video, by the way. This is more so just going to be me talking about what I think of the fight, what I think about them choosing the fight, and what I think about, who's going to win, etc., etc. I'm not going to be ranting, though. I'm not going to be like, oh, you guys didn't do Galactus versus Unicron. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm not going to be doing that because I'm not that petty. I don't want to stoop to that level. I will say, though, that I am very disappointed that they didn't do Galactus versus Unicron. And I don't want to come off as whiny, but I know that there are a lot of people who agree with me on that. A lot of people were expecting it to be Galactus versus Unicron, and having Saitama versus Popeye doesn't really change my opinion that that would have been the best finale for this season. I understand why they're doing Saitama versus Popeye for this season. I really do. I get it. But again, like Galactus versus Unicron, man, that's been their most requested fight for years and years. Basically, ever since Goku versus Superman, it's been their most requested fight. It's one they've confirmed that they're gonna do. It's like it is the death battle that Death Battle has the most history with, It's perfect for this season. So, I don't know, maybe it's like they're waiting for a very specific time to do it, although I don't know what time would be better than now. Maybe like there's some sort of problem with the fight that they have to figure out. I don't know, but they have confirmed they're going to do it. So I'm still holding out hope that it will happen, because I'm sure it will, I guess I just gotta keep waiting. I've been waiting for a long time, but I will continue to wait if I have to. But again, while I can't hide my disappointment, while I do wish that we got a different season finale, and while I do think that we should have gotten a different season finale, at least right now, I'm not going to be ranting. Again, I'm not going to be super upset. Just talking about why this is such a terrible fight and why Death Battle, like why we deserve Galactus versus Unicron or anything like that, because I don't want to be like that. I don't think Death Battle owes us anything. Season 8 has been really, really good so far, or like, overall, it's been quite good. I've really enjoyed it, and I don't know if everybody agrees with that, but I personally have really enjoyed it. So I don't really think it's fair for me to say, oh, you should have done this fight. Again, based on the rules that they set out for this season and based on the theme for the season, I thought it made the most sense. But again, I'm not going to be like, oh, you should have done this or you shouldn't have done that. It's all whatever. It's their show. They can do whatever they want. And we're getting Saitama versus Popeye. I'm sure it's still going to be a fight that has a lot of heart put into it. It's still a season finale, so I have high hopes and may I say high expectations that it's going to be a really well done episode and that it's going to be a lot of fun. The animation's going to be good. I'm sure the analyses are going to be like all over the place, but I expect nothing less, all of that good stuff. So I'm still looking forward to Death Battle. It's still a Death Battle, so of course I'm still looking forward to it. But when actually trying to analyze this fight and trying to predict it, there are a couple different ways that you could interpret this fight. And I don't mean that in the regular way when I say like, oh, I think Death Battle could interpret the scaling this way or this way, etc., etc. It's more so there is literally two different interpretations for a fight with these kinds of characters. Because the point of these kinds of characters is that they win without trying. Saitama can essentially beat any one enemy that shows up in One Punch Man with one punch, and Popeye can essentially do the same in his own world after he gobbles up some spinach. So that kind of begs the question, how do we analyze this fight? Do we take their best feats that they've shown in their stories and use that as their maximum potential? Or do we say, well, the point is that they can beat anybody, so they definitely haven't shown their maximum potential yet? So it's a little hard to say. I know what a lot of you guys are going to say. A lot of people who are really deep into the Versus community is going to say we have to go with the former. And personally, I would agree with that. I would agree that, in this kind of weird circumstance, it's just more reliable to go with what they've already shown than what, could be hypothesized. But I can also understand the logic in the other side, because essentially if we have one character who's way stronger than all of the other villains in One Punch Man show up in One Punch Man, then Saitama will beat them. like, he definitely will, you know, that kind of thing. And of course, you can say that for a lot of different protagonists. You could say, like, oh yeah, of course the hero is eventually going to beat the villain. But again, even if they're way stronger than all the other One Punch Man villains, Saitama will beat them with relative ease. And the same could be said for Popeye, you know? So it's the kind of thing that I can see both interpretations, like I can understand both sides, but ultimately I do think that the better way to do this is to just go with what's reliable. So when actually looking at their best feats of power, who's better? Who has better feats? Well, when it comes to Saitama, he was able to fully cancel out Lord Boros' collapsing star roaring cannon, I believe that's what it's called, which was said to be able to destroy the surface of the Earth. Now again, it's a little vague. Everything in that show is supposed to be vague, at least when it comes to Saitama's character, and I get that's the joke, so I don't want to drive myself crazy with all of this. And he was using a serious punch. Again, it's kind of like ill-defined how powerful that is, but if we look at just that, he was able to cancel out the attack, then we could say that he could be past planet level. Like, I could see the argument being made for that if he was able to counter that attack easily, you could put him past the planet range. Like, I could see that. However, anything higher than that, like, you know, universe or multiverse level or whatever people want to say he's at, again, like, I do not believe, and I could be wrong, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I do not believe there's any feat that Saitama's pulled off that, you know, that solidly puts him at that level, that like it's outright said, or like he outright did something, or outright scales to something. Like, again, that would just be the result of saying, well, again, he can beat any villain you put in front of him. So any villain that can destroy the universe, Saitama should be able to beat him, and that therefore he's universe level, you know, like that kind of stuff. Again, I do not believe that's the way you should analyze these characters. And if you have, you know, any sort of concrete feats for Saitama that I don't know about, you know, that puts him at a ridiculously high level than that, then by all means, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. But again, based on my knowledge of Saitama and what he's been able to do, I do not believe that he can go to that high of a level based on the concrete feats that we have for him. So how about Popeye? Can Popeye surpass those kinds of feats? Well, he was able to lasso up the sun to create the sunrise, so there's that. He was also able to disrupt constellations while attacking Bluto, so there's that. And of course, being a cartoon character, he has a ton of showings and feats that just like break reality, you know, break physics, all of that cartoon character Bugs Bunny starter pack stuff. Popeye is essentially what Saitama would be if Saitama was a cartoon character that had like a crazy amount of Toon Force and followed those cartoon physics. We haven't seen Toon Force on Death Battle in a while, so, you know, I don't know if they're going to like differently interpret it or whatever, based like from when they did Deadpool versus The Mask. But yeah, no, if we want to get like the lowest possible estimate for Popeye's maximum power, then we're definitely looking at past, you know, the star level. Again, being able to lasso up the sun, you know, well, there you go. So again, you know, if we're looking at concrete feats for both of these characters, then I do not believe Saitama has anything that would put him on Popeye's level. Again, I know the points of the characters. I do understand. And I know there are a lot of Saitama fans who are going to be upset with me for not putting him at like a ridiculously high level, or saying that he could solo Marvel or DC or whatever. Like, I understand that. But again, based on how I interpret versus matches, and based on how I think Death Battle normally does it, that's what I think would happen. You know, I think Popeye just has, there's just more evidence that Popeye can pull off those feats than Saitama could. And of course, you know, you could say, well, the evidence is that they can beat anyone in their universe. Again, I get it. I understand. And I've said it so many times now in this video. But if we're looking at just at their best feats, and that's it, like we say that is their maximum at this point in time, then I do think that Popeye would take this fight. However, am I convinced that Death Battle is going to definitely go this route? Actually, no, I'm not. I could see them going the other route, where they basically make it more of a joke fight, and they say, oh yeah, well, both of these characters can beat anyone, so when they clash, you know, it destroys everything else, and it's an unstoppable force, a movable object clashing. You know, I could see them going more that route if they really wanted to. I don't think that's the route they would normally take, but because it's the season finale, because of the silly nature of these characters, I could see them going that route. Essentially, the point of these kinds of characters almost feels like it was supposed to be incompatible with the concept of Death Battle, because Death Battle is about looking at the best feats, you know, judging who would win in a fight, but the point of these kinds of characters is that they're ambiguous in those areas, and I think Death Battle understands that too. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they wanted to do it, you know, to cap off the anniversary season, you know, with this crazy, you know, cartoon and anime character fight. Like, I could see them going that route as well. So in terms of actually making a solid prediction for what will happen in the death battle, I really can't say for sure. I can't see them logicking out how Saitama would beat Popeye. I don't think they're going to do that. And again, sorry for all the people I'm offending, I just don't think it's going to happen. But I think that, again, if they go with the more structured route, like using the best feats, I think that Popeye's going to win. But I could see them just saying, oh, it's a draw, or everything else is dead, like everything else loses and Saitama and Popeye are the winners or whatever. I don't know. If I really had to guess, though, then I want to say Popeye will win, because I could also see them using it as an opportunity to say, well, Saitama can't beat everybody, you know, and they would almost use this death battle as a way to put Saitama in check. And also Popeye in check. Popeye can't beat everybody either. It's just when you directly compare them, of course, one is going to have better feats. So I guess that would be my prediction, that Popeye is going to win, but I could see it going either way personally. Either way, I'm really excited for this episode, even if it's not Galactus versus Unicron. So yeah, let's just get to it. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if you were really expecting a really in-depth prediction and analysis on both of these characters. Like, of course, I could talk about more. I could talk about all the feats they have. I could talk about their speed and abilities, all that good stuff, but I don't really feel it's super necessary for this one. Again, it's kind of like, it's easy to predict, you know, once you know what direction Death Battle is going. We just don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I really hope you're excited for it as well. If you were expecting Galactus versus Unicron, I feel you. I really do. But yeah, we're just gonna have to do it this one. And again, I really hope it's going to be a good episode nonetheless. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like, comment your comments down below, subscribe if you could too, that would be amazing. Well, no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.